I'm Christian Lamitschka for Country Music News International, and today on the show we have Bobby Marquez. Bobby, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
Bobby, it's your first time here with Country Music News International. Can you please introduce yourself just a little bit more?
Yes, my name is Bobby Marquez, and I'm originally from South Texas. I grew up in the home state of Texas, and grew up in Texas playing country music, western swing, more of the traditional style, of country music, and I've just been touring and doing the whole thing. But I've been here in Nashville for going on 14 years now.
Wow, long time from
Long time.
So, Bobby, you have a CD out, 10 songs on it.
Yes.
Folks, that you have an idea about which CD we're talking, that's the one. Which is your personal favorite on the CD?
My personal favorite has to be the song that I co-wrote called "The Marlboro Man," and that was a song that George Strait just recorded. So I'm very, very proud of that song. I wrote that song about 10 years ago, and here we are 10 years later. And George Strait ended up recording it, and so we're hoping that he does well with it.
So, you work as artist, songwriter. That's a lot of. What's the better part, songwriter or artist?
I'd have to say probably the songwriting, because it's more relaxed. You're not put on a time schedule and everything else. You can kind of sit back. I can have my cup of coffee in the morning and sit back with my guitar and write some songs.
By the way, what's the story behind Marlboro Man?
The Marlboro Man, like I said, I wrote that song about 10 years ago. I co-wrote that song with two friends of mine. A friend of mine named Steve Frame, who resides in Wyoming now. My producer, Gerald Smith, who produced this record as well. Well, Gerald actually used to run George Strait's publishing company. And so that was my end there with George Strait's people. But I've got a song on that record called Just Look at Me that George Strait recorded on his Easy Come, Easy Go album. And when I was looking for songs, Gerald said, "Hey," he said, "Bobby," he said, "I've got a good song for you that would fit you." And he said, "You ought to try it." And we went in, we did a demo on it and liked it. Well, we ended up doing the whole album. That's probably one of my favorite records. I really love the way it came out because it's more of a Ray Price type shuffle and it's just real good country song. I did it different than George Strait did it, and but it came out really, really well. And when we were all done with it, George Strait's publishing company wanted to hear it. And so we ended up giving them the album, and they listened to it. And I ended up getting a phone call like 2 days later. I was in the road in Texas doing some shows, and they said, "Bobby, have you? There's a song on your album called "The Marlboro Man." I said, "Yeah." And they said, "We really like that song. Have you pitched it to anybody?" And I said, "No." I said, "I haven't pitched it to anybody." And they said, well, is it possible that we can maybe let George Strait listen to it? And I said, "My golly, go ahead and do it." Because George Strait's my hero in country music along with Ray Price. And so that was kind of a dream come true. Well, 2 weeks later, George Strait was in the studio recording my song. I couldn't have asked for anything better than that.
Well, so the next step is a duet with him.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
So, what do you think? Will that happen?
Yeah, you never know. You never know in this business. This business is always up and down, and you always hope for the best.
That's true. Well, so if everything runs well, you will have your first #1 hit.
I hope so. Because it would actually open up a lot more doors for me. It really would, and I'm just really thankful because it is my first cut as an artist and a songwriter. I've always had a lot of songs, that were demoed by other artists, but nobody ever really put anything out on any records. And this is my first one, so I'm very, very happy about it.
So, folks, if you want to have for yourself good songs you want to sing, you have to contact Bobby. And if you want to see a good concert, him singing by himself, the best way is you contact him via
BobbyMarquez.com. That's the best way you can get in touch with me, BobbyMarquez.com.
I'm Christian Lamitschka for Country Music News International, and see you next time here in Nashville, Tennessee. Have a good one.